Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Sally Limis. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. The 21st Legislature says farewell during its final season. Also tonight, money for fireworks, but no money for workers, IRKS employees. And the CNMI leads the nation in Operation Warp Speed. In sports, holiday hoopsters hoop it up and whoop it up too. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
Buenos dias, Kiko. Kaigizu ginigi entrada ni Pacific Docomo. Bangof adjudanti isti idocomo staff gwini. Zambangof maudik exhibitionia. Undangkulo na si Jus maasi. Niu na judadzidu after manu para be download sa babina sepi isti i ski lino app. Esta ana librano ju isti za parafa di babi fifila ni para be panapasi sa pat babi take off ni sisidokto. Docomo Pacific in Guayzaha, Pago, za ni mamayla na tempo. Si Jus maasi.
It's gonna look a little different in here. Your favorite spot might not be exactly where it used to be. Being next in line might feel a little less like next in line. And our smiles might come with a little extra shine. But McDonald's is ready to take your order, as safely as we can.
Half a day to the Wami and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Wednesday, January 6, 2021. As the CNMI says hello to the new year, members of the 21st Legislature says bye to the House. The last session for the 21st CNMI House of Representatives was held this morning. Members exchanged heartfelt messages and wishes for the incoming legislature.
Today is a bittersweet day for me as I bid adios to the 21st CNMI legislature. Bitter because there are some legislations that I wish had enacted to better serve both the privileged and underprivileged. Bitter because of the finite in which we all have, inclusive of full recovery of Typhoon U2 that had devastated our islands and the livelihood of our people, most especially in my district, the southern community, coupled with the pandemic COVID-19, which had and still continuously to affect not only the Marianas, but globally. Indeed sweet, because despite of the many challenges this 21st legislature we faced beyond our control, we were able to work together, pass legislations that would hopefully help and assist our people get through these unprecedented times in our history.
Whether you are a Republican, a Democrat, an independent, or whatever party affiliation, we need to put ourselves, our differences aside. We need to unite and work together as one people. Our constituents deserves what is right for them.
The laws that I've authored as the most junior member of this legislative body are historical facts now, especially the new industry that has become law, and it's now under the purview of the Department of Land and Natural Resources, where the CNMI will see and reap positive impact in the exporting business in the coming years. Today, I want to thank all who gave me their vote of confidence this past election, and I appreciate you, and I honestly and truly appreciate your trust in me.
So there's no written speech in closing that would be more appropriate for me personally. This is because it's too difficult to thank everybody. So again, to our people in CNMI, thank you for the greatest honor and privilege that you bestowed to every single member of this body. And in the 22nd legislature, I will continue to work whatever capacity that I'm in. I will be there to assist as much as I can to every single member of the 22nd, returning and new members too. So with that being said, thank you again for the work that we all have put together for our people.
The inauguration for the 22nd Commonwealth Legislature will be on Monday, January 11th, 2021. Over the weekend, Imperial Pacific launched fireworks in Garapan on January 2nd and 3rd. For one employee who hasn't been paid, it has him seeing red.
Fireworks lit up the sky in front of the casino over the weekend. For Donnie Williams, a project manager for IPI, the show was more than off-putting. He was holding a check in his pocket that he had tried to cash repeatedly and couldn't, and the display of fireworks left him looking for answers. Today we asked him for an update. The check was given to him on December 24th. 'Twas the day before Christmas, but the bank said, hold on a minute.
Every day after that, I just started calling several times a day to see if it would clear. It never did. And then...
You checked again today?
Yes. I checked again today. It was about 11:30. And again, she says, I'm sorry, there's still no funds available.
Williams has filed a complaint with the Department of Public Safety and says dozens of other employees are affected as well. DPS is calling it theft by deception. Williams says the company has not given him any updates. Most people get a bad check from somebody. They go back to the company that wrote the check and say, hey, what's the deal?
Yes, and I have tried that, but the HR office closed. They put a sign on their door, closed, they locked the building, and they said the only way you're going to, get anywhere is by sending an email to set up, an appointment. So I've done that as well, and
no response?
No response. So I got a call back, and he just basically said, hey, I'll turn this into my superiors, because I asked, hey, I'd really like to know what's going on with this check. When can I cash it? I want to set up a meeting with someone so they can explain to me, why this is happening and what's going to move forward.
No one from the company has explained?
No one has ever explained to me or anything. So I'm having to do basically my own investigation and finding out what's going on.
The check doesn't say anything about payroll. It says cash advance. We asked Williams, what does that mean?
So this was a cash advance that they were trying to give everyone for pay period 21.
Now, what does cash advance mean?
That means
you're getting paid for work that you've done? Or
No. What that means is they had a payroll company that actually sends us checks out of the Bank of Guam. And they made us sign the sheet stating the fact that when those checks come in for payroll 21, that we will be responsible enough to go down and endorse the back of those checks. So because we've already been paid for payroll 21 through this check, which was an advancement for the payroll 21. And I don't really understand why they say advancement, because this was supposed to have been done back in September. So you can't really say it's an advancement when you're owed several months back. Right. So
when you get paid from them, you are a direct employee of IPI?
Yes.
Do they give you a breakdown of the taxes, payroll taxes that are paid for you, Social Security, all those sorts of things that you see on a normal
at first,
paycheck?
for the first, up until like July, that was not available. And it never got that. We just got a stub, and it just had basically there's your check.
The employees complained, and the issue came to a head when they found out they no longer had insurance.
Because our insurance lapsed, and nobody could go, but they were taking it out of our checks for a while. And then we found out from the insurance company that they had lapsed, quite some time before. So, we all started asking for that money back. If you didn't pay it in for our insurance, then why are you taking it out of our checks? And so we just kept pushing and pushing, and then we started getting our check stubs and realizing what's going on.
Do you consider yourself still an employee of IPI?
I have not been furloughed. They have not given me a furlough paper, nor have they given me a written notice. And in my contract, it states that they have to give me a 7-day written notice of termination or what's going to happen. I've never received any of that.
Are you currently working on the job site or doing
No.
any work for them?
I am not. When they stopped paying back late November, I stopped going to the site and dealing with people, just like most of the management as well. They did the same, and so we're just kind of waiting.
COVID-19 vaccinations begins to roll out to bed-bound patients. In 3 weeks' time, more than 3,000 first-dose COVID-19 vaccinations have been administered in Saipan. The Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation says they have now reached a cap of vaccination openings until more supply comes into the CNMI. This week, CHCC has been focusing on giving the vaccines to persons who are bedbound or homebound due to health conditions specified by the Office of Aging. And the administering of second doses will begin this Saturday, January 9th. According to the New York Times, the CNMI is the leader percentage-wise in vaccinating its population. Operation Warp Speed is led in our region by a former CHC official who now works for public health and is based in Hawaii. He says they are trying to manage both information and disinformation.
Certainly getting this vaccine out. And while getting it to the healthcare workers is most important, and getting it to Manamco most important, the vaccine will work best when we get it to everybody. And that brings new challenges for mass vaccinating processes, getting people to take that second dose, getting people to accept the vaccine in the first place. Major communication challenges, especially with this age of misinformation, and all of a sudden the public health programs are having to do battle with gossip on Facebook, and that's just a new challenge for us. And so we're all going to have to get better at making sure the right information goes out. But I really have very little doubt that CNMI is going to be as successful in the vaccine effort as they have been in everything else to date.
With Pfizer and Moderna vaccines both available and new vaccines in the pipeline, should people have any preference?
Right now, the answer is no. There's really no clear difference between these two vaccines. One of them is a little more difficult to manage, but again, the vaccine program in CNMI has been doing really well with that. And we anticipate that the new vaccines coming may require less refrigeration. One of them may only require one shot, and that would be a nice breakthrough because that second shot's really important. And for the Pfizer, it's every 3 weeks. For the Moderna, every 4 weeks. And so that presents a complication for data management and tracking that the vaccine team so far in CNMI seems to be ahead of and ready to handle.
Dr. Brostrom previously worked for public health here in the CNMI and has been in the mix before. He helped combat the Ebola virus in Africa and has fought drug-resistant TB throughout the Pacific.
Now, we have lots of challenges ahead of us, but it's just such important work to do, sort of unprecedented challenge for all the public health systems, and it's a privilege to try to do our best to deliver what these communities truly deserve.
Coming up, the CNMI is still in recovery mode. For those who want to reconstruct or get a new house because of the typhoons, you may want to stay tuned.
Winigi PHI Pharmacy in Gofadahi, Ihilim Lomo.
Our complete line of pharmaceuticals and lowest prices ensure you get the treatment that you deserve.
Our compassionate, friendly, multilingual staff will take the time to get to know you, explain your medications to you, and answer any questions that you may have.
Ngere ayor sumaye ukalweres ren, kutsu wayor safeye emal ebalisyu klalyam weres.
Inumin ang inyong gamot ayon sa inireseta ng inyong doktor at alinsunod sa bilin ng inyong pharmaceutical.
We accept most insurance, but in case you don't have coverage, we offer cost-effective generic drugs.
PHI Pharmacy, your lifelong partner in health. PHI, the pharmacy you can trust.
A meal replacement smoothie is a great way to keep your fitness goals on track during the holiday season, and they taste great, fast, and easy. The December smoothie of the month is Minty Java Choco Chip, and it's just $5. Check out the Shake Cafe, Gold's Gym, Garapan.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. Managaha Island will be a bit safer for visitors this year thanks to the Department of Public Lands. Back in August of 2020, DPL received a grant of around $220,000 from the Office of Insular Affairs. This grant will be used to build railing along the edges of the pier at Managaha and for other improvements.
We're hoping we can also throw in some lights and restoration of the surface of the pier because it's been a very long time, decades actually. We would really hope to be able to start the project the beginning of next year, as well as hopefully try and finish that by June because there is a 1-year window for the grant.
DPL will start receiving bids by construction companies for the project by the end of this month. Programs that may provide 600 newly built homes is now being launched. The Northern Marianas Housing Corporation has finally rolled out the Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Programs, which is the Homeowner Rehabilitation and Reconstruction Program, as well as the Home Buyer Program.
Those are for home ownership, when you're going to rehab your house or rebuild your house. Or the home buyer meaning this is your first time to build a house, or you can also use the funding to purchase a house or buy property and then build that house on that property.
In order to be eligible for these programs, applicants must be U.S. citizens, a U.S. national, or qualified alien and must have resided in the CNMI for 3 years. The gross annual income eligibility must also not exceed the income limits as prescribed by the United States Housing and Urban Development Department. The lower the income is, the better.
If you are between the 0 to 30% income threshold, then you get a deferred loan or a grant. So if you have let's say a family of 4 and you're not making more than $14,450, then we will give you the funding to either build a house or fix the house that you live in that was damaged by the typhoon, and you don't have to pay anything back other than you have to occupy that unit for so many years, depending on the funding assistance.
If applicants are within the 50 and 120% median income, they will get a combination of a deferred loan and 0% interest.
75% of the loan is deferred. You only pay back 25% of that loan if you fall in that 30 to 50. And then another bracket is the 50 to 80%. 50% of the loan is deferred. 50% you pay back. So the higher your income, the more you pay back, but at the same time, you don't pay back the full 100% of the loan.
One of the main eligibility criteria is that you must have income, and although there has been a force in reduction due to the pandemic, Palacios states that PUA benefits is considered as income. Program Support Manager Kimo Rosario walks us through the process of applying.
They come over to our office. We're open from 8 to 3 out there. We set up a tent right outside. They sign in, pick up the pre-qualification application. Now if they accessed it on our website and completed it, then they just sign in and turn it in. Now if they haven't, then they can pick it up, complete it right out there on site, turn it in. Afterwards, our loan specialist will get in contact with them. If they're determined to be eligible, then they'll be given loan application to complete. And from the pre-qualification application to the time they're notified whether they're eligible or ineligible.
Approved applicants must occupy and continue to occupy the homes for 10 to 15 years, and repayment term for all non-interest bearing loans shall be 30 years. For more information, you may contact 233-9447 or visit their office in Garapan.
Thank you, Sally. That sounds like a good deal. All right, coming up in the sports report, it was not easy getting a basketball tournament completed, so congratulations, for we now have much needed highlights.
Great customer rep, always willing to go above and beyond for his customers.
I truly hope she gets noticed at work, since I do see she is a hard worker.
The food technician that visited my home was great and helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. Uni, keep it up.
Your customer service is always very good.
Awesome customer service with great technicians that are really helpful.
Thank you so much, Sherlyn and Docomo Pacific.
That's so sweet. Feels good to see this kind of messages because we try our best to do customer service.
We make sure that we will 100% resolve the issues.
For all those people that are seeking assistance.
I just want my customers happy.
And help them out each and every day. I would want to go to a place with someone that's just like me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Come to Docomo and you'll feel like you're at home.
Come, take your turn at the most unique restaurant on Saipan. Daily lunch specials are just $9.99 and come with soup or salad. Happy hour starts at 5 o'clock, and dinner features spectacular sunsets and great food at reasonable prices. 360 can be chartered for parties, events, birthdays, and weddings. Make it special. Make it 360. The best food and view all the way around.
Buy one, get one free for the off-road adventure at Marianas Trekking. Come ride our side-by-sides at our best price ever and experience a great 90-minute trail ride. Rain or shine, hopefully rain. Book now at Marianas Trekking. Saturdays and Sundays by reservation. Call 323-8735 or book at marianastrekking.com.
Hi, I'm Dre, one of the personal trainers here at Goats Gym, and today we're going to go over the kettlebell deadlift. Fantastic exercise to build overall strength, particularly in the legs and hips. Remember, we want to make sure that our setup is in good position. If you set up in a bad position, it's not going to look good and it's certainly not going to feel good. So a common error setup is obviously a rounded upper back. Two simple ways of correcting that. All I'm gonna have Vince do here is extend his arms up here, and all he's gonna do is think about reaching long and pushing his hips back. Reach long and push your hips back. So as you can see, he's already in good position. Now all he's gonna do is grab that kettlebell. He's got tension in his legs and in his back. All he's gonna do is just stand up tall, finish with his glutes.
Tonight's sports brought to you in part by Tan Holdings through the Tan Su Lin Foundation, making communities a better place to live.
Buenas sports fans.
Buenas sports fans, the boys U19 finale and the Rollers Holiday Tournament was a high-spirited game. What a way to launch our 2021 basketball season. No fans? No problem. Kids just want to play ball. Rollers Blue with the best looking uniforms anywhere, and that includes the NBA. The Rollers Cobreville Gym, Saturday afternoon, Sun Palace in red, scoring against the Rollers Blue. JC Fabros in the lane for the Palace crew. Brian Bernardo suffers the pain of rejection. Best way to overcome that? That's right, don't give up. Matthew Richardson stops and pops. The shot drops. Sun June Tenorio too strong. Loose ball picked up and deposited by Brian. Christian Itas from the trench. Book it. The lefty bombs again. Book it. Bump to bump. Keone Dela Cruz coming through. Get out of the way. See the three. Be the three. Clarence Contreras with a one-on-one battle. He won it for the Palace crew. Derek at the league. Goes glass. Window cleaner. Blue on the move. Steve King. The breakaway. Attic to King to Gringo de Leon Guerrero. Jeff Sagum, a soft baseliner. It works. Angelo Factor, an offensive rebound and a reward. There's a high-flying acrobatic shot. Good. Keone, 3-ball, corner pocket. That tied the game at the end of the first half. Crunch time, here we go. Carlos El Chico with the damage. Gringo, a steal, and then the coast-to-coast trip. Rollers taking control in the second half. JC with the reverse. Book it. Tony Kim drives. He leaves the ball short. Gets his own rebound. Keone Dela Cruz comes in. Gets his hands on the ball. The whistle blows and tempers flare. Afterwards, apologies offered and accepted all the way around. Play ball. No trouble after that. Matthew Richardson, the spot-on pass to Irvin Villerin. Irvin to Jeff. To Keone. Back to Jeff. Rollers Blue cruise to victory 49-39.
Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw!
Go-karts, off-roading, and the driving range now open at Marianas Trekking. Go-kart track will be open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays with 50% off when you book online at marianastrekking.com, hours 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Use the promo code HOFFA50 to get your discount. Off-roading is open too by reservation. Come on a 90-minute trail ride that is perfect for families. Book online at marianastrekking.com. Golfers, come practice on the driving range. You can even pay online and we will have the balls waiting for you. Come see us weekends at Marianas Trekking, 323-8735. One of the best things you can do during the pandemic is to get yourself healthy and strong. Gold's Gym is a great place for a tune-up. Wide open workout spaces with dedicated cardio, free weights and machines, personal training, group exercise, and good nutrition. Short-term daytime promo on sale now, just $159 for 3 months. Call 233-4000.
Today's high temperature was 87, the low 79, humidity 72%. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, isolated showers, east winds 10 to 20, high 87, low 79, seas 7 to 9 feet, sunrise 6:45, low tide 7:33, followed by high tide at 2:07, and sunset, maybe a green flash, there was one yesterday, 6:01, sunset 6:01. And the sunset's on this show right now. Thank you for watching. We'll see you back here on Friday.